It's survival. Survival. It's the year anniversary. Compton Fish Fry. Them OVO boys was invited. They showed up and all hell broke loose. How you play with family at a family reunion? I don't understand it. But if you ain't from the culture, that's a mistake that can easily be made. What's good, y'all? I'm Skip, one half of the super group. We are Deciphered. And today, we got maybe a triple header for y'all. But right now, shout out to my brother DJ. 616 in LA, 1 year anniversary, reaction, revisit, whatever you want to call it. This was another one that was big for the channel. Not quite Euphoria, but helped define what the reaction style would be. This one is very important for me, just as far as my palette. I think this was probably the most fulfilling song in reference to like just how I carry myself day to day in the entire battle. And it extended outside of hip hop. So bringing in the spiritual element and the fatherhood and all of that stuff. This one hit home for me. And then going into it and just thinking about Kendrick's approach and how the first two songs, being Euphoria and 616 in LA, were really letting Drake know, bro, like, you can't get away. You can't get away. I know everything about you to such an intimate level that you already lost. You lost the moment I sat down to write Euphoria. It was already over. That's why I started the song eulogizing you. And then this one, named 616 in LA. Let's just get to it. If you like the content, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Shout out to all of our subscribers. We just recently hit 25,000, but also a special shout out to all of our decoders, whether you are subscribed to the YouTube membership side or to the Patreon side. Much appreciation, because y'all allow us to do this shit and continue to do it. You know what I'm saying? So continue gratitude to you guys. And we're forming a real community over there. So if you do want to get in on that, go to the Patreon side. The link will be in the description. We got a free chat over there, all that good stuff. Yada yada. But yeah, this is the song, in my opinion, that made Drake skip steps and jump into the red button. Because when we listen to it, you'll see why I feel that way. But yeah, this was spiritual warfare. Kendrick talked to God before the crash out, and that's what this song represents. So let's get to it. 616 in LA, Kendrick Lamar, May 3rd. What a day. And we never got good information as to what that sound was. Did anybody get, because of course we never got any definitive answer, but does anybody have a singular idea of what it could be? If so, let me know in the comments, man. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, hold on. All right, let's get it. Yeah.
It's survival.
It is.
Survival. I think somebody lying. Smell somebody lying.
Shout out to Absol.
I don't see no fire. Off-white Sunseeker had the marina. Fuck a phantom, I like to buy yachts when I get the fever.
Yeah.
Wine cooler, spill on my
White t-shirt, that's sightseer.
Trifecta, money, morals, and culture. That's my leisure.
And the money, morals, and culture, money, power, respect, those are things that he's standing on, and he made that. Like he said, money, power, respect, the last one is better. And in this one, he say, money, morals, and culture. if he's truly rapping from the Drake perspective on this beginning part, culture is at his leisure. So he gets to do that. He gets to take it off and take it and put it back on whenever he wants to, as long as it's advantageous, which just goes more into the culture, the cultural, not necessarily appropriation, but the lack of true appreciation for the culture goes into play. As if it's a mask or a jacket that he can take off and put on, no pun intended, at his leisure. And if it's Kendrick, it's like, even when I'm chilling, these are the things that I live this so much that even when I'm chilling, this is how I give it up. So yeah, man, let's go back.
Cooler spill on my white t-shirt, the sightseer. Trifecta, money, morals, and culture. That's my leisure, my visa. Passport tatted, I show hub in Ibiza. Luke Callie's dwellings in Brooklyn just to book me some pizza. Who can reach us? Only God can teleport this type of freedom.
Okay. And per he who must not be named, because it wasn't even an original thought for real. He kind of stole it from Reddit. But the original, theory from this was he was rapping from Drake's perspective, also with the 616 in LA, making it a timestamp, and then 616 being Tupac's birthday, Guy was dead. And I think it was Father's Day in Canada or some shit. I don't have all of the 616 parallels, but it just adds so many different layers. And then if you're looking at it from the Tupac perspective, it could be a response to the angle using the AI that Drake did with Tupac's voice. Like, okay, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, this is a kind of nudge at that. So yeah, he was approaching this, like Drake said, I need some double, triple entendre, quadruple entendre, some shit I ain't never heard before. And Kendrick just got deep into the lore. Let me run it back.
Trifecta, money, morals, and culture. That's my leisure, my visa. Passport tatted, I show hub in Ibiza. Luke Callie's dwellings in Brooklyn just to book me some pizza. Who can reach us? Only God can teleport this type of freedom. God, my confession is yours. But who am I if I don't go to war?
Why do you play with somebody who feel like they gotta pray before they go into action with you? You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like growing up, it's just so many things. There's so many elements in this that you could just tell, like, Drake didn't grow up in the hood. And like I say, it ain't nothing wrong with growing up in the hood. I mean, there's nothing wrong with not growing up in the hood. Like, everybody that grew up in the hood, at least on some level, want their kids not to have to grow up in the hood. But we having a hood activity. Black culture in this aspect is from the streets. So this is like the equivalent when you younger, somebody crying before they about to fight. If you don't know that person not to be fucked with, if they gotta cry before they want to go, because the anger is seeping out, so that's how they're releasing it before they attack your ass. Like, they gotta cool down before they fight. That's what this is. He going to God like, hey, can I get the okay? And even if not, man, this not somebody you fuck with, bro. Somebody who like, hey, real quick, man, let me go pray real quick before I beat your ass, but I'll be right back. Don't leave. Don't leave. You talking all that shit, let me pray real quick. And I'm going to whoop your ass after that.
There's opportunity. Is yours, but who am I if I don't go to war? There's opportunity when living with loss. I discover myself when I fall short. Raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize me jumping planets, immortalized. I correspond. 3 angels watching me all the time. Put my children to sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition of peace.
Bruh, I'm trying to tell you, like, that whole portion of I raise my hand to a falling sky. I fantasize me jumping planets, immortalized. I correspond. 3 angels watching me all the time. Put my children to sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition of peace. Like, he's just like, bro, I'm good. I am good where I'm at. And it's also letting him know, like, bro, I'm at a place of peace right now. And I'm finna let you disrupt it. But just know, once I put that war paint on, once I put that chest plate on, once I grab my weapon of choice, I'm not coming back till I got your head on a stick. I'm not. I ain't even going out here to have a good scrap. I'm coming to unalive you and possibly completely and utterly shift your legacy, if not try to completely erase it, which is hard to do, but that don't mean I ain't gonna try. And if you look at what happened in the last year, whoo, he might not have erased it. He damn sure reshaped it and recontextualized it.
Me jumping planets immortalized. I correspond. 3 angels watching me all the time. Put my children to sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition of peace.
Tell me who gon' stop me. I come from love.
And still cover my heart, then open me up.
Remember when picked up a pen, lyrics that I can trust.
Timid soul,
Stare in the mirror, asking where I was from often.
I know this type of power is gon' cost, but I live in.
Bruh, this, just the honesty in this, the honesty, the vulnerability, it's just like, bruh, to get to this place of having the self-awareness, going through the ego death, the night of the dark, so all of these things, like this song is John Wick cracking the concrete under the crib.
Of peace. Tell me who gon' stop me. I come from love and still cover my heart, then open me up. Remember when picked up a pen, lyrics that I can trust. Timid soul, stare in the mirror, asking where I was from often. I know this type of power is gon' cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a.
And I think he's talking about in this aspect the power to build or destroy. Kendrick has shown no alliance or connection to masonry, but I think it's that concept is even with the 5%ers and all of that stuff, like embracing that power. Like once you get to a certain level, you have that ability to either build or destroy. And that's in anything. You don't have to be famous or anything. Just when you get to a certain place in your life, you realize for so long you've had that power, and the knowledge of it is the true power in a sense. Like now I can wield it for good or for bad, you know? And this is Kendrick accepting the fact that not only does he have it, but he has the ability to decide whether or not he's going to wield it in this particular era of his being as a rap artist. And we already know what happened.
Shooting star, the mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art, but the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart. Yeah, somebody's lying, I can see the vibes on act. Even he looking compromised, let's peel the layers back.
Act a secret agent. I'm pretty sure of that now.
Ain't no brownie points will be in your chest, harassing ant. Fucking with good people, make good people go to bed. Conspiracies about cash, dog, that's not even the leak. Find the Jews like cash, dog, I just need you to think. Are you finally ready to play? Have you ever, let's see, have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies, you must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve.
The walls are closing in, Aubrey. At this point, the walls had to be closing in. It had to have been a suffocating feeling, like looking around in a room full of your people, your perceived people, and this nigga is talking about, hey, you ain't never thought that it could be a mole in your camp. At that moment, there has to be a level of distrust that initially hits you. Because even if you like, nah, them my dogs, they wouldn't, but you like, but would they? Especially if him rapping from the first, or from his perspective in that first piece of the verse, has any inclination to actual events, as he who must not be named either came up with or stole from Reddit users. If that is true, this part hits 10 times worse to Drake, because it's like, damn, how the fuck does he know that? And the only way he could know that is if somebody told him. So which one of y'all niggas told him? And I think that goes into him having to abandon his war plan going forward. And also become more predictable. That's what I was trying to say.
About it, this one is just gonna resurface. Every dog gotta have his day. Now living your purpose. It was fun, but be a terrible person. Thought that OVO is working for me. Fake bully, I hate bullies.
You must be a terrible person.
Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it. Can't tussy slide about it, this one is just gonna resurface. Every dog gotta have his day. Now living your purpose.
The unescapable that like, it's a like this shit like a omen. Like that's what this song is. Like I'm gonna call this shit from now on. 616 in LA, The Omen. Like from him saying, it's almost on some Final Fantasy shit. Like you can't escape death. You can't escape it. So now even if you try your best to wiggle out of this, it's going to come back. You will never avoid what is to come from me. You can't get out of it, bro. And also with this, you could tell now that I think when Kendrick decided to go into war actively, I think a part of the intent was to say shit in a way that Drake would have no opportunity but to respond to until Kendrick was able to say everything he needed to say. And it was beautifully done. He was like, no. You can't run out this door. The door's locked. It's too late. By the time Drake realized he was in something he could not escape, it was too late. All the doors were locked, all the windows were boarded, and it was barbed wire on the outside of the windows. The only way out of this room was in a body bag. That's the only way. And by the time he realized it, don't, we'll get to it.
It was fun until you start to put money in the streets. They lost money cause they came back with no receipts. I'm sorry that I live a boring life. I love peace, but war ready if the world is ready to see you bleed. The Elohim KTW. No, you can't sleep. These images trouble you. Know the wires in your circle should puzzle you. If you were street smart, then you would have caught that your entourage is only to hustle you. 100 niggas that you got on salary, and 20 of them want you as a casualty. And one of them is actually next to you, and 2 of them is practically
tired of your lifestyle. Just don't have the audacity to tell you.
But let me tell you some game, cause I can see you, my little homie. You playing dirty with propaganda and blow up on you. You're playing nerdy with Zach B and Twitter bots. But your reality can't hide behind Wi-Fi. Your little means is losing steam. They figured you out. The first opinions is not convincing. Y'all need a new route. It's time that you look around on who's around you. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
And also, and this was something that I noticed, like, once the beef had already started, it was close to being over. Like, and then it goes into GNX. Like, I think this whole era of Kendrick Lamar is like, the background muse is like old school R&B soul music. And I kind of want to address like his muses throughout his career and how they changed. And I think that'll be an interesting video. Don't know how long it'll be because I don't know if it'll be like 30 minutes or nothing like that. But I do think that is an interesting thing, especially with the release of Gen X. And now that it's not something that's so foreign to the average listener, I think it'll be a good idea to start at Gen X and work our way back into his muses. But yeah, like the latest and greatest inspiration from Euphoria, and how that also goes into like Drake being that inspiring factor that took him to this level. Like, yeah, like you gave me something to do that you gave me the opportunity to do something that I always wanted to do, which was wipe you off of the face of the map. But now that you've done it in this way, it's not just a selfish thing for me. I want to destroy you now because of how you disrespect the culture, how you misunderstand and appropriate it, how you colonize it, how you pillage it, how you take advantage of it for your benefit. Like, I want to destroy you as a humanitarian effort for hip hop. Me being the person to do it is a part of the satisfaction. Of course, I want to be the one to do it, but also I'm going to do it in a way that's so hip hop that you ain't gonna have no choice but to respect it. And the people who don't, it's gonna be a larger conversation for y'all motherfuckers. We gotta look at y'all a certain way because this unavoidably drew a line in the sand from culture in its purest form, ideologically, and what we want and what it should be, to what it currently is, and the people who are willing to fight tooth and nail from it going back to what it should be. And that's a moral and ethical issue when you look at it from the respect of what culture could mean and how culture has such a huge influence on everybody. You know what I mean? People want to take culture and turn it into a cult, and Kendrick went with that. And a lot of people who truly stand behind hip hop as a culture ain't with that. So Kendrick got spiritual, he got deep, metaphorical even, you know, with this. And it created a biblical execution of Aubrey Drake Graham. So I think I'm gonna go back and play it one more time just for, you know, enjoyment's sake, like I did with My Bad. Like I did with My Bad Again. Like I did with Euphoria. So let's just run it through one time and just get the feel for the song in its entirety. Because I know some people be, don't break it up. But here we go. Yeah.
There's survival.
I feel somebody lying.
Smell
Somebody lying. I don't see no fire. Walk 'em down, Dot.
Off-white Sunseeker at the marina. Fuck a phantom, I like to buy yachts when I get the fever. Wine cooler spill on my white t-shirt, the sightseer. Trifecta, money, morals, and culture. That's my leisure, my visa. Passport tatted, I show up in Ibiza. Luke Cali's dwellings in Brooklyn just to book me some pizza.
Who can reach us? Only God can teleport this type of freedom.
God, my confession is yours. But who am I if I don't go to war? There's opportunity when living with loss.
I discover myself when I fall short. Raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize me
jumping planets
immortalized. I correspond. 3
angels watching me
all the time. Put my children to sleep with a prayer, then close my eyes. Definition of peace.
Tell me who gon' stop me. I come from love, and still cover my heart, then open me up.
Remember when picked up a pen, lyrics that I can trust. Timid soul, staring in the mirror, asking where I was from often.
I know this type of power is gon' cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star. The
mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art, but the industry's cooked as I pick this carcass apart.
Yeah, somebody's lying, I can see the vibes on act. Even he looking compromised, let's peel the layers back. Ain't no brownie points will be in your chest, harassing ant. Fucking with good people,
make good people go to bed.
Conspiracies about cash dog, that's not even the leak. Find the Jews like cash dog,
I just need you to think.
Are you finally ready to play? Have you ever, let's see, have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies, you must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is
whispering that you deserve it.
Can't Tootsie slide up out of this one,
it's just gonna resurface.
Every dog gotta have his day,
not living your purpose.
It was fun until you start to put money in the streets.
He killed this nigga, man.
Back with no receipts. I'm sorry that I live a
boring life, I love peace.
But war ready if the world is ready to see you bleed. The Elohim KTW, know you can't sleep, these images trouble you. Know the wires in your circle should puzzle you. If you were street smart, then you would have caught that your entourage is only to hustle you. 100 niggas that you got on salary, and 20 of them want you as a casualty. And one of them is actually next to you, and 2 of them is practically tired of your lifestyle, just don't got the audacity to tell you. But let me tell you some game, cause I can see you, my little homie.
You playing dirty with propaganda, it blow up on you.
You're playing nerdy with Zach Beer and Twitter bots, but your reality can't hide behind Wi-Fi. Your little means is losing steam, they figured you out. The first opinions is not convincing,
I need a new route.
It's time that you look around on who's around you. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
Dog, I was just thinking while it was playing, this is the shortest song from the rap battle, like excluding the Instagram Buried Alive shit, which doesn't count because it wasn't put anywhere else. This is the shortest song, but I think the sentiment of it is probably some of the most impactful stuff from the beef strategically, because I think that this is more commentary on the back of the intro to Euphoria. And like I said earlier, I think that caused him to jump right into the red button. I think he was fearful of what this was leading to. So I think personally that Aubrey's perspective was, let me go ahead and drop this, bomb on him and the rest of them, and go on before it gets any further than it needs to because it looked like he digging into some shit that I don't want to get out. Like from the picture and all of this other stuff. Ebony Prince, everything that was concerned with this specific song, if he's truly rapping from his perspective and revealing things that Drake would know exactly what he's talking about, I could see why he would want to drop the quote-unquote red button in Family Matters immediately after this. Immediately after this. Not let a day go by. Drop it at night so it can be the end. I think he thought he was going to drop this and it was going to run the night and possibly Sunday and going into Monday. And by then, he would have the internet narrative. Kendrick saw different. I think Drake was playing the defense so tough that he thought he was playing offense. He had him on the defensive, and I think he put him in a specific corner. And Kendrick knew exactly what punches he could throw from this corner. And that's why I think he was prepared. I think he strategized all of this as Drake should have, but failed to, or his strategy just sucked, one or the other. And he walked him into a corner. And the only thing you can do in this corner is go forward. And that means I'm going to see everything you try to do. And I can counter it before you get to me. So, yeah, man. That was 616 in L.A. from Kendrick Lamar. We're going to get to Meet the Grams right after. You're not getting any Drake re-reactions. I ain't even trying to do that. They weren't successful the first time. So I'm not going to do that. But if you like this, like, comment, share, and subscribe. By the time you're seeing this, which will be May the 3rd, later on this evening, actually, we'll be going live. So, yeah, tap in with us. We'll be doing a live stream. I don't know what we're talking about, but if you like this, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Put anybody that you know that like hip-hop onto the channel. Help us grow. We're trying to get to that 30,000. And the ultimate goal by whatever, let's say 50,000. We trying to get to 30, on the way to 50. Hip-hop lives here. And until next time, we out of here. Peace. Damn. Had some trouble getting up. Just like Drake, after Kendrick started putting them hands on him. But it's cool, though. Because you know what? It's survival. Survival.